You know that electric tension when someone walks into a room and immediately takes over, like gravity itself bends around them? That was exactly the energy Rachel Zegler brought the moment she stepped into rehearsals for Evita. Her entrance wasn't quiet or graceful. It was bold, theatrical, and brimming with "I'm the main character" energy. At first, the team tried to ride the wave, hoping her intensity came from passion or a deep connection to the role. After all, landing the part of Eva Peron, an icon in musical theater, was a dream role, the kind that could catapult an actor into legend. For Rachel, it looked like the perfect next move, a chance to shed her Disney past and prove she had the chops for something grittier, more meaningful. The press was ecstatic, praising the casting as daring and visionary. But behind the curtain, it was another story entirely. From the very beginning, small red flags emerged, showing up late, dismissing vocal coaches, improvising choreography mid-rehearsal like she was directing a one-woman reinvention of the show. At first, people chalked it up to artistic temperament, but things escalated. Rachel didn't just want to play Eva. She wanted to overhaul Evita itself. She reportedly clashed with the director, making sweeping declarations like, "You don't understand Eva like I do," or demanding scenes reflect feminine rage. Creative ideas are one thing, but when rehearsals start to feel like battlegrounds, the mood shifts. Cast members found themselves walking on eggshells, unable to give notes, offer opinions, or even make eye contact without risking a sharp glare or public takedown. Even veteran performers with long resumes were reportedly shut down for giving suggestions. Offstage, it was just as tense. Crew members swapping shifts to avoid her, and costume designers having to redo her wardrobe 5 times to meet her ever-changing demands. What started as a comeback story slowly unraveled into backstage chaos. According to Rachel, the production wasn't honoring the feminist legacy of Eva Peron, an opinion that quickly became a mantra. One assistant choreographer reportedly called her the most exhausting person they'd ever worked with. Then came the infamous New Argentina breakdown. Mid-performance, Rachel halted everything, threw up her hands, and shouted, "I'm not doing this circus anymore," before storming off stage. The room fell into stunned silence, and finally someone voiced what everyone had been quietly thinking: she had to go. From that moment, things escalated fast. Cast members began keeping meticulous records, dates, quotes, tantrums, even discreetly recording rehearsals in case the situation worsened. This wasn't petty gossip. These were veteran professionals. And when they finally brought their concerns to the producers, they brought evidence. A formal complaint, allegedly signed by nearly half the cast, described the environment as unsafe, unproductive, and entirely centered around one person's emotional instability. Still, the producers hesitated, so the cast pushed harder. A coalition of ensemble members, supporting roles, and a vocal coach held a private meeting with the production team and issued a clear ultimatum. They wouldn't return to rehearsals if Rachel stayed. When a stunned producer asked, "You're asking us to fire the lead?" they replied, "No, we're telling you we won't work if you don't." That was the turning point. Rachel vanished from rehearsals. Quietly, scenes were reassigned, stand-ins filled the gaps, and the show began to take shape without her. Her name quietly disappeared from the call sheet. Her dressing room cleared overnight. No statement, no drama, just absence. And suddenly, the atmosphere backstage shifted. Lighter, more focused. People could breathe again. Behind the scenes, producers scrambled for damage control, even proposing a bizarre co-lead format to salvage things. The cast refused. This wasn't about ego, it was about survival. Rehearsals not only continued, they thrived. And leading the charge was someone no one had expected, a humble, diligent understudy who had been quietly absorbing everything. She stepped into the role of Eva like she was born for it. No theatrics, no chaos, just raw, grounded talent. Crew members said she was better than Rachel had ever been. The cast rallied around her, and the entire production found a renewed sense of purpose. Choreography synced, harmonies soared, and morale skyrocketed. Yet outside the theater, the world hadn't caught on. Rachel's social media, once filled with dramatic rehearsal shots and cryptic captions, went dark. Then the theater gossip machine ignited. A viral TikTok with millions of views claimed she'd been sidelined after a full-on cast revolt. Comment sections exploded. "You can't gaslight an ensemble," one user wrote. Another chimed in, "I'd pay triple to see literally anyone else." Hashtags like "RachelZegler out," "Free the cast," and "Justice for Evita" began trending. While her loyal fans fought back, claiming jealousy or sabotage, it was too late. The truth had slipped out, and the show had moved on. The reaction was swift and telling. Relief. No one was shocked. They had seen the red flags long before. Old interview clips began circulating again, Rachel cutting off co-stars during press junkets, correcting reporters with a smug tone, throwing passive-aggressive jabs about carrying projects on her back. One particularly infamous behind-the-scenes video resurfaced, showing her in a plastic crown declaring, "They'll hate me for this too." The internet's response? Brutal. "We already do," one reply read. "Congrats on manifesting your downfall." Even fan accounts that once hailed her as the next great hope of theater began to pull back. Some went silent. Others quietly shifted focus to praising the unnamed understudy. Memes spread like wildfire, praising the new lead as Eva without the attitude and talent without tantrums. Meanwhile, the official Evita social media accounts grew suspiciously quiet. No new Rachel content, no shoutouts, just generic group shots and a vague announcement about a new creative direction. Fans didn't need much to connect the dots. Rachel wasn't retooling her performance or taking a break. She was out. Backstage, her name was never spoken again, as if she had been quietly erased from the story. While her team scrambled to devise a PR strategy, the show charged forward toward previews, and the new lead was already captivating audiences. Word spread quickly. This performer was something special, controlled, powerful, magnetic. Exactly what Eva Peron should feel like. One director who attended an early run reportedly said, "This is the Eva we've been waiting for." The buzz among critics was glowing. Backstage, the energy had transformed, grateful, united, and hopeful, like a storm had passed and a new chapter had begun. As for Rachel, silence. No interviews, no paparazzi sightings, no red carpets, just total disappearance. In this industry, that kind of vanishing act rarely means rest. It signals damage control, burnout, or worse, blacklisting. Everyone understood what the quiet really meant. When the official playbill was finally released, it told the story without saying a word. Rachel's name gone, replaced without fanfare. Just one less letter in the spotlight and a new one shining in bold. It was the final confirmation. Rachel Zegler was no longer Eva Peron. For the cast, it was a long overdue reset. For the production team, it was damage control finally taking hold. But for Rachel, it was a brutal reckoning. The harshest reality check of her career. Theater, unlike Hollywood, doesn't hand out second chances with a rebrand and a stylist. It's not about image, it's about presence, respect, rhythm. You either click with the ensemble or you break it. Rachel didn't just break it, she shattered it, then framed the pieces as performance art. Critics had warned this was coming. The red carpet sound bites, chaotic interviews, veiled jabs cloaked as empowerment. For a time, being loud, young, and self-aware was a brand, but theater asks for more. Humility, discipline, collaboration. No one asked Rachel to dim her light, only to share the stage. But she couldn't or wouldn't meet the moment. Behind the scenes, her team tried to reframe the implosion as creative burnout or a graceful step back for personal growth, but the facts told another story. Rewritten scenes, staff refusing to work her call times, half the cast signing a document to remove her. The new actress stepping into the role remains unnamed, protected for now, but insiders say she's the real deal. Electric, grounded, ego-free. The crew calls her a natural leader. Some say she saved the show. As critics are quietly ushered in for previews, early whispers hint not at a salvaged production, but the debut of a star. Meanwhile, Rachel's fans are divided. A loyal few claim she was too visionary, too bold, but most have gone quiet, worn out by defending what now looks less like genius and more like unchecked chaos. The sparkle has dulled. Even fan edits have slowed. No co-stars have stepped forward in her defense. No industry friends have posted support. The PR machine has gone still, and in this business, silence is intentional. Rumors swirl of a smaller project in the works, maybe a streaming series or indie film, but the damage has been done. Evita isn't a bump in the road. It's a cautionary tale. Rachel's name, once synonymous with rising talent, now sparks hesitation. Directors want harmony, not headlines, and Rachel, for all her talent, proved she couldn't offer that. What stings most is how close she came to something extraordinary. She had the part, the platform, the potential, but let ego take the lead. Instead of growing into greatness, she stormed off stage mid-song, dismissed her peers, and expected the industry to applaud.